Most people use social media completely wrong, and we've all been there. I've been there, and I still do this. We use it to consume content and get these quick dopamine releases. And social media is designed this way, it's designed to keep us on the platform. So it's extremely hard, especially if you've got an addictive personality, to not do that basically. But what I've learned over the last few years is we need to get into the habit of producing content rather than consuming content if we want this life that is. So if you posted content every single day for the next 180 days, that would be 180 posts on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, wherever you're going to post. But the point is, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to build a lot of skills because I believe this is such an incredible personal development journey that you can go on. You're going to open up many doorways for yourself. You're going to have many networking opportunities for yourself. You're going to learn how to speak on camera, how to present yourself, how to articulate your thoughts a lot more clearer. And you're going to build relationships with people, and those relationships are going to turn into a business. Ultimately, that's the whole goal, right? The whole goal of doing the social media stuff is to, put ourselves in a position where we can generate some sort of income from it. And I believe this is the easiest path, the most simplistic path to building a online business. This is what I've done over the last year now. And it started off with just me posting on social media, posting on Instagram, TikTok, and building connections, building new followers, DMing people, having conversations, jumping on calls with people. But the only way that comes about is by posting the content in the first place, because if you don't post content, then nobody knows who you are. So the one thing that I struggled with and still do was the limiting belief of the fear of judgment, the fear of thinking that everyone is laughing at you, essentially. Everyone's judging the way you look on camera. And it's an extremely tough thing to get over, especially if you're just starting. I think this massively held me back for many, many years. And looking back, I wish I started doing sort of video stuff 10 years ago, even YouTube. I wanted to be a YouTuber 10 years ago, but I was so scared of what my friends would think of me, friends and family would think of me, that it stopped me and prevented me from taking action on that. And as a result, I've delayed the success I potentially could have had if I would have started earlier. So my advice is for anyone looking to get into this content game, don't overthink it. Just start. If you want to build a online lifestyle business where you can sell digital products, you can have some sort of coaching business, some sort of personal brand where you can generate income, then you need to post content. You need to get comfortable with posting content. And the only way you're going to get comfortable is if you post every day or post as much as you possibly can. It's a skill. At the end of the day, talking to the camera, learning how to present yourself, learning how to look at the camera and act natural around the camera, because I still find it really difficult. It's hard right now to look at a lens and talk to it like I'm talking to a human being, because there's no feedback. Like when you talk to a human, obviously you can see the body language, the facial expressions, the tone. Like there's none of that. There's no feedback coming off the camera, so it's extremely hard to do that. So the way I view that is it's basically a skill. And like most skills, we can work on skills, we can practice skills, we can get good at skills. So don't think that these are things that are going to be impossible for you to do. Let's say if you're slightly more introverted, you're not very good at talking in social situations. Don't think just because you're that type of person that you're not going to be able to do this sort of personal brand stuff, because I actually think the opposite, because I'm pretty introverted and I think it almost gives you a superpower and it will play in your favor. So don't think it has anything to do with being introverted is going to hold you back in any way. I don't think so at all. It's a skill that you can get good at, a skill that you can learn and practice over time. Your first video is going to be rubbish. Your first 100 videos is most likely going to be rubbish. But the only way to get good is by doing those first 100. So, and over time, you will start to learn more about yourself, learn about the way you speak, and you will have a much more enjoyable time creating this content, because it's not easy. It is a job. And I used to laugh at people who did content creation. I used to think it was it wasn't a real job. It was a fake job. But since doing this for myself now for the last year or two, I've realized that this is hard work. Like, creating content, creating videos and putting them on the internet is not easy. But the power of putting yourself online, getting outside your comfort zone and doing these tough things, that what comes with that is just insane. So over the last 2 years, I would say a year to 2 years, I've been posting content. I haven't got like a huge following, just a few thousand followers altogether. But what that's enabled me to create is a brand new business. And I've got a community. I've got a community where I help people with their e-commerce brands. And now I also help people build personal brands and sell digital products, because this is what I've done for myself over the last year. And honestly, it's the most insane business model ever, because unlike e-com, you don't need to spend much money to set this up. It's very high profit margins. It's extremely fun, and it's digital, so you can do it from anywhere in the world. The problem with e-commerce, it's a great business model, but you do need to invest a lot of money into stock and things like that. Whereas these sort of business model, these are all digital, which is fantastic. This is what I've been looking for. I'm more of a lifestyle digital product business that I can run from anywhere in the world, because my goal is to do lots of traveling and to be flexible and free. And I don't think you can achieve that if you essentially build another 9 to 5 for yourself, where you've got to be at a certain place at a certain time, if you like. So creating content is a game changer for anyone looking to build an online business, because what will happen is you will start to have conversations with people. You'll start to have normal, authentic DMs and even jumping on calls and things like that. And what you will learn very quickly is what problems people have, what people struggle with, because you might not think you have anything to sell right now or anything to package up. Because the whole idea of doing a personal brand, in my opinion, is ideally you want to have some sort of business or some sort of product that you can sell. I'm not in the game of being an influencer, selling affiliate sort of programs or products, things like that, like sponsored by companies and getting brand deals and things like that. That's not what this is about. I believe it's about using a personal brand to build an online business. And by having these conversations with people, you're going to be able to find out what problems they have, how you can solve those problems, and what potential product that you can bring to market. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you post content and you build these relationships, you have these conversations. So the first step to all of this is just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and posting that first video. Once you've done the first video, then you just need to be in the mindset of posting as much as you possibly can every single week, once per day if possible. And you will get videos that reach lots of people, and those people will follow you, and you will have conversations off the back of it. And this whole thing is like a chain of events. You create the content, you have conversations, you find out what they want, you jump on call, and you offer to solve their problem for them. And in my model, I've chosen to go with a community, because I wanted a low ticket community, affordable community where I can help people. And on the back end, I also have more of a mid ticket and a high ticket offer. So depending on what you're selling, depending on what your niche is, I wouldn't recommend going straight in for a niche, because I think you are the niche. We are the niche. You create your own niche. You're the person with the stories, the experiences, the outlook on life. So you create the niche within your own life, if that makes sense. And the conversations you have, the content you create, will slowly start to show you what sort of niche or what sort of industry to sort of target there. And this is why I think it's important to create the content first and not just try and sell a product, not build a product and try and sell it straight away. You're going to have an incredibly difficult time. I think it's far better to have a deeper understanding of what sort of content you want to create and who you're going to target with your content. So yeah, let's use social media correctly, guys. Let's not use it to sit there and just waste our time, waste our life, just scrolling through pointless stuff. Let's use it to produce content. Let's use it to produce the life we want to make. Let's create the future that we're thinking about, not leave it to chance. There's nothing worse than staying in a job you hate. And I did this for far too long. I did this for 12 years. I stayed in an engineering job and I hated with passion where I worked. I wasn't on very much money. I didn't really like the people I worked with. And I waited too long to take action on these goals. I was so scared and I had all these limiting beliefs thinking I couldn't do it. And they massively prevented me and held me back for many, many years. So don't make the same mistake I did, guys. Create the life that you want. And if you need help with this, you can join my Creator OS community where I can show you how you can turn a personal brand into a digital product that completely changes your life. So I'll put the link in the description. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.